Listening to English interviews about technology and innovation is one of the most effective ways to master both comprehension and modern vocabulary. The world of technology evolves rapidly, and with it comes new terminology, concepts, and expressions that shape how we talk about progress. By engaging with authentic interviews featuring tech leaders, entrepreneurs, and analysts, learners gain not only listening skills, but also insight into how professionals communicate ideas clearly and persuasively. In tech-related interviews, the language is filled with specialized terms such as machine learning, data-driven, cloud infrastructure, or digital transformation. Learning to decode these words in context helps listeners understand not just the vocabulary but the mindset of technological communication. The key is to listen actively, focusing on tone, phrasing, and how speakers simplify complex ideas. Most experts use analogies and everyday comparisons to make technical information accessible. Recognizing these patterns allows learners to grasp meaning even when they encounter unfamiliar terms. Another important element of listening to tech interviews is identifying structure. Speakers often organize their responses in predictable patterns: introduction of the issue, explanation of the concept, supporting examples, and a concluding insight. When learners are aware of this structure, they can follow long conversations more easily. For instance, if a speaker begins with "the challenge we faced was," listeners can expect an explanation of a problem followed by a solution. This structural awareness helps learners stay focused and anticipate what comes next, turning passive listening into an active skill. To decode English tech interviews successfully, learners need both preparation and active engagement. Before listening, it is helpful to research basic background information about the topic. For example, if the interview discusses quantum computing or blockchain, spending 5 minutes reading a short article on the concept will make comprehension much easier. Pre-listening preparation builds context, enabling the learner to focus on meaning instead of struggling with every unfamiliar word. During listening, note-taking is an essential skill. Rather than writing full sentences, learners should jot down keywords and phrases that capture main ideas, such as AI ethics, automation benefits, or data privacy concerns. These notes help identify recurring themes and patterns across multiple interviews. After listening, learners can review their notes to summarize what they understood and what they still need to clarify. Writing short summaries in English reinforces comprehension and develops academic writing ability at the same time. Another effective strategy is repeated listening. The first time, focus on understanding the general idea. The second time, listen for details like examples or statistics. The third time, concentrate on pronunciation, stress, and rhythm. This layered approach deepens comprehension without overwhelming the learner. Over time, learners begin to recognize collocations, common word pairings such as artificial intelligence system, cloud-based solution, or user-friendly interface. These patterns make speech predictable and easier to follow. Listening to English technology interviews is only the first step. Applying what you learn transforms passive understanding into active mastery. After listening, learners should engage with the content critically. Ask yourself questions. What was the main argument? What challenges did the speaker highlight? What predictions did they make about the future? Answering these questions in writing or discussion reinforces comprehension and builds analytical thinking in English. A valuable next step is to practice speaking about the same topics. Learners can summarize what they heard in their own words or explain a concept to a partner as if giving a mini-interview. This exercise helps internalize vocabulary and structure. For instance, after listening to an interview on artificial intelligence in education, a learner could say, "The speaker mentioned that AI tools personalize learning by analyzing student performance. However, they also warned about over-reliance on technology. Speaking from memory trains fluency and encourages original expression rather than memorization." To further strengthen skills, learners should compare different interviews on the same trend. How does one expert's perspective differ from another's? This comparison deepens understanding and introduces varied expressions for similar ideas. For example, one speaker might say, "Technology empowers users," while another might say, "Tech gives individuals more control." Noticing these differences expands lexical range and helps learners choose words more precisely. Another advanced technique is reflection writing. After each interview, write a paragraph about what surprised you or what you agreed or disagreed with. This encourages critical engagement with the language of innovation. Over time, learners develop a personal voice in English, a key skill for academic writing, professional discussions, and global networking.